Good day, fellow Faye. I hope everybody's doing pretty good. I have been super busy lately, but my attempt this year is to get on here and make back to back consistent videos, posts. Um, Today's topic is going to be something a little bit different. Sorry, it was like a hair. First of all, happy Black History Month. This month for me, it's not specific to the month. I'm black every day. And so I do celebrate my blackness and my heritage. Literally, it's not just February, but of course, to commemorate our ancestors and those who have pretty much built and found where I am today, which is on this soil. Happy Black History Month. If you are watching this and you're saying, oh my gosh, I'm not black, how can I help? What things can I do? Please stay for the rest of the video. I wanted to get on here really quickly and share with you all what happened to me recently, a situation that I was in last week. I think it was last week. It could be 2 weeks ago. I don't have my calendar in front of me. I did have to take everything downstairs. I got a notification through Meetup that there was going to be a traditional voodoo class being held to inform the public about voodoo. And the photo, I can put the post here, I guess. That was the photo, and that drew me in. First of all, so I signed up for it. It was a free course. It was done by the library, so CML, Charlotte Mecklenburg Library. And of course, I'm always looking forward towards different free and available courses. When I'm able to, of course, I have taken courses by different instructors, not just the library, but other people, and I do donate to their causes. Look at all the grass. But anyways, so I'm going to make this really quick. I did get on the live. There were two different employees of the library that were giving the presentation, and they did not look like the person, or they didn't look as though, like, let's say the photo that was put. I guess I didn't expect that. In this space, in this day and age, it would be, as my grandmother would say, you heard it from the horse's mouth. Like, you want it to be said by the person who, I guess, or I don't know, it means the most when there's actual experience with that person. So, for example, if I'm giving a course about makeup and I've never touched a face before, I don't know anything about skincare or anything like that, it's going to feel like, is this person qualified? But anyways, so that's the first thing I noticed. Then I noticed the presentation. A lot of the topics that was delivered by a male Caucasian and a female Caucasian, they were very shaky on the information, very apprehensive, not really giving like that confident presentation. I don't know if it's because, actually, I'm not going to even say anything because I really don't know. Maybe it's because of the lack of knowledge. Maybe it was because like some of the topics were how, of course, black people were stripped from their culture, and talking about the diaspora, and some of the things that were being said, the topics, they would like graze over them. And me being a person that my family does have experience, I have a great grandfather who was he worked roots, and so some people would consider that like a healer or a conjure man. That's kind of what he was called in the neighborhood. Not really in the neighborhood because he lived on a farm, but I mean, I've been hearing these stories of my family since I was little, and I think that's what made me more prone to actually going towards what I am known today for, I guess, by the people who are close to me with my faith and my beliefs and my spirituality. But so heard there were like a few words being mispronounced, topics that weren't being fully like discussed in regards to the diaspora. The definition wasn't really honed in on. So I did go live on the Zoom, and not go live, but I did open my video thing, because it's like one that covers the screen of the video, and then I did unmute. And of course, I'm like sitting in front of my altar, and they're talking about, well, yeah, I'm more familiar with European witchcraft, and so I'm just comparing the two, and I'm like, excuse me. So first of all, I'm gonna let you know that I do have European roots in my family. My grandmother is a certain percentage of Irish, and I do want to let you know that obviously I am an African American woman, and I do know my history. My great grandfather was a roots worker, and so he did do voodoo and things like that. So I'm gonna let you know that little bit before I proceed to let you know what it really is, and tell me why the two individuals literally like opened the door for, are we saying things right? If you want to chime in, we don't have the soul that comes with what you're saying. Wow, look at your room. You're, I can feel like the guy, the guy that was doing the presentation, he was so polite. He was saying all these amazing things like, wow, this is something that I need to, back. Hey, you have the platform, you have the floor. So when that happened to me, and I'm never the person that tries to like stand up, and I've always been very shy and timid about different concepts like public speaking and things, but at that moment I could not allow, especially all of these older people that were in the Zoom. I was seeing like a lot of elderly people, and I'm just like, wait a second, could I insert myself in this space given I am pretty much the product of this subject, this topic? And so I was, normally I'm nervous. I picked up books. I still have the stack of books. Hold on. Sorry, y'all. I'm just like really. Okay. I still have like the books that I was showing off. Trying to get everyone to kind of like get a little bit more familiarized with the topic instead of it being just like a shaky thing, like it was, because the presenters did as best as they could, but I noticed that I felt a little bit more like, let me just intercept this moment to kind of give it some realness for the people watching. With that said, I am considering starting a series where I go on Zoom, let's say a few times a month, discussing different topics, inserting people of color's experiences. I have been documenting my grandmother's life for some time now, and guys, I am so passionate about stuff like this. I'm trying to stay very focused. So if I sound like I'm interviewing, or if I look like I'm like, yeah, spazzing out, it's because my mind can go 50 different directions. But in this topic, in this moment, I was so shocked at just how I saw that the ball was rolling in another direction, and I literally went and grabbed it back in, and they thanked me. They complimented me for my knowledge, and a lot of the people that were in the Zoom observing, they messaged me in the chat, hey, what do you mean when you say conjure work? Do you carry like a mojo bag with you? Is it possible for, and I wanted to, it was just the comment of diaspora not being defined correctly, and then comparing European witchcraft to voodoo, African voodoo. No, there's no comparison. Like I said, I go, oh no, 9 more seconds. Okay, hold on. Okay. Like I said, I go from both ends here. My grandmother lightly embraces her European roots, and I do as well. Learning the history, a little bit on the music, things like that. Nothing major, but just like, of course, taking in the information, European mythology, things like that, history. But when it came to the African voodoo, I couldn't let it go down like that. I couldn't let it go down like that. I was in a space yesterday, last night, where it was a safe space for healing for women of color, and there were several Caucasian women that wanted to chime in, which was, of course, they were able to do that. Okay, sorry, I did get a phone call. So funny, the person that called me was an Irish dance teacher to get my kids into Irish dancing, and I'm only doing that, I don't know, for the sake of my grandma. I think she would think that is so cute, just to like be able to see their performances and dances and stuff. So yeah, exactly. So there was one individual that came on first in the, I guess, podcast or this speaking room, and you can see the people's photos and you can hear their voices. And this girl came on and she was like, obviously I'm white, and I don't really know from experience how it is and everything like that, but I'm just going to give you a little bit of detail about the way that I was raised. She said that she is in the Navy. She said that I forget what state she said she was from, Kentucky, I don't know, I forget. But she did say that where I grew up was predominantly white. The only thing that I had ever heard about black people were from white people, and they were all stereotypes and all negativity. She threw up the thing about, scary African American people and thieves. Those were the two things that she said. And then she said by working in the Navy and things like that, she was able to see, I guess, like, people for who they were. And then she made a comment about, how are we going to fix this racism thing? And just some of her terms and the way that she was speaking and her undertone was very inflammatory for some reason. I felt like she was kind of saying little things here and there, like very carelessly, without truly tightening in on her speech, like her verbiage or what she was saying. So I asked her, hey, I wanted to know, where do you think these stereotypes, where do you think, like, what type of people do you think invented these stereotypes in regards to black people? And she was like, well, I don't know, Texas. She started naming off people in different states. And I was like, no, what do these people look like to you? And she wouldn't answer. She gave some sort of weird, I don't know, she just said something that didn't really make sense, like, oh, I know it's people from Texas and, people all around, but what do these people look like? Well, I know that they're actually white. I know that black people don't make up their own stereotypes. And I'm like, okay, in regards to you saying that, how are we going to fix this? You mean we as in a community, or we as in, you guys? Like, who started this thing? Their people chimed in, talking about this, and it really got me to thinking. There was another individual who was a Caucasian woman, and she really was very humble about the situation. She came and said, I want to be in these spaces with you all. I want to learn more about your culture and to be able to embrace you, opposite to what history shows that people like me do to people like you. And she was like, how can we help? I want to sit at your table. And some other representatives on their end who were brown said, let's start with sitting at your own table and talking amongst the Caucasian people that you identify with, about racism. What have you done today to normalize people living and existing in their bodies? That was so freaking, y'all. Okay, so I wanted to get more in depth with this conversation. I do welcome the conversation with allies, people who are not within the black community, but also want to give and listen and be in these spaces, but also be humble enough to kind of, understand that, yes, we're human. This is what has happened. This is the issues in this community, but we're here to embrace you. So it is possible for you to become an ally. In the comments below, please let me know. You have my email, you have all of my contact information. I will be holding lives on YouTube, lives on Twitter, the voice podcast things, just to kind of have these conversations. If you want to follow me there, message me about different topics that you want to talk about or things that you want to know, please let me know. With that said, I really, really appreciate everyone for watching. I know this was very quick. Like before in another video, I don't know if I even posted that yet, but I am starting a position. It will be virtual, and I will be here working throughout the day, but I am trying to get at least 2 videos out a week. Give me like another 2 weeks for that, and I know that everyone's been super like patient with my with my YouTube. But anyways, I really, really wish and hope that everyone watching, everyone not watching, gets healing. 2022, this is for you. Okay? Like, y'all, hey, they doing too much, y'all. Anyway, love you so much. Hope you enjoy the rest of your week. Mwah. Sending you nothing but love and healing. Thank you. Yo, why I'm slow? Why I can't stop the video?